Professor Patrick Minford, who is Margaret Thatcher's former economic advisor, spelled out how the UK would reap the rewards by refusing to sign a withdrawal agreement with the EU, insisting the bloc faces a grim picture of a no-trade deal scenario. In his latest economic report, titled The Economics of Brexit, Getting the Best Deal for the UK, Professor Minford stresses it could not be more open and shut who least wants a breakdown of negotiations. The Brexiteer economist admit there would be a short-term nuisance for the UK if it was to walk away without a deal, but the disadvantages are outweighed by the substantial economic gain. However, his predictions couldn't be more opposite for the EU, which would face both a short-term nuisance and a substantial economic loss. Jet Brexit News. Patrick Minford predicts £651 billion windfall for UK from no-deal divorce for the EU. It could not be more open and shut who least wants a breakdown. Patrick Minford, Professor Minford's report said. It would seem that overall the breakdown of talks would be positive for the UK to the tune of a one-off gain of £38 billion on the EU budget, plus £180 billion from bringing forward the non-budgetary Brexit gains, plus £433 billion from the EU tariff revenue, some £651 billion in all. Breaking down the figures, The Economist suggests trade tariffs on both sides would be paid by the EU. He adds, the UK tariffs by EU producers to the UK Treasury, the EU tariffs by EU consumers. Of course, the EU would receive the tariff revenue from its own consumers, making its overall loss equal to the UK tariff revenue estimated at approximately £13 billion per annum. This means the UK would profit £433 billion from the EU from tariffs paid to the Treasury by 2030 as a result of the rules falling into place. But the results would not be so glamorous from the EU's point of view, according to The Economist, who using the same theory predicts a £507 billion loss. Professor Minford said, for the EU, it would mean a one-off loss of £38 billion in financial settlement, plus another one-off loss of £36 billion in terms of trade gain, plus the permanent loss due to paying UK tariff revenue of some £13 billion a year, which at a 3% discount rate would be equivalent to a one-off loss of £433 billion. So plus £651 billion for the UK versus minus £507 billion for the EU. It could not be more open and shut who least wants a breakdown. For the UK, a breakdown would be a short-term nuisance, but a substantial economic gain. For the EU, it is both a short-term nuisance and a substantial economic loss. He did, however, admit the EU losers imply that it is not on the table as an option for either Westminster or Brussels to stop short of signing a deal. Analysing other potential Brexit outcomes, Professor Minford said both sides would gain from a Canada Plus deal. He said, it would allow the UK to leave behind the constraints of the protectionist EU and to fulfill its aim of becoming a beacon for free trade globally, and with the EU. This would be a program that would rightly generate huge excitement about the future of the economy and living standards. It would put behind us the period of depressing austerity and usher in an optimistic scenario for the UK as a pioneer once more of open and free markets around the world.